by
Youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the Special Interest Group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
It is 2 minutes past 10 p.m. A very warm welcome to UBC News Tonight with me, Sharon Kyomugisha. Let's take a look at what has been making news today.
brought to you by
Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
President Yoweri Museveni vows to fight corruption and boost value addition in his next term. Hundreds flock to Pastor Benny Hinn's miracle healing and prayer crusade. Bukonza West Member of Parliament aspirant Kabyanga launches campaign, pledges youth empowerment. And later on in the bulletin, tear gas and clashes erupt in Byantonde over police land dispute.
brought to you by
Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
Today, Chadondo Road turned yellow as jubilant supporters welcomed President Yoweri Museveni to the NRM Electoral Commission offices, where he picked his nomination forms for party chairperson and presidential flag bearer ahead of the 2026 elections. Received by top party leaders, including Vice President Jessica Lupo, Museveni pledged to boost value addition in agriculture and intensify the fight against corruption. With no visible challengers, he remains the frontrunner in the ruling party's eternal race.
It was yellow all over Chadon Road in Kampala as hundreds of jubilant supporters danced and sang in anticipation of President Yoweri Museveni's arrival at the National Resistance Movement NRM Electoral Commission offices to pick nomination forms for the party's national chairperson and presidential flag bearer positions ahead of the 2026 general elections. After nearly 5 hours of excitement, Museveni, accompanied by First Lady Janet Kataha Museveni, finally arrived to a hero's welcome. He was received by a high-level delegation led by Vice President retired Major Jessica Alupo. All this was at Plot 13 in Kampala. The NRM Electoral Commission Chairperson Dr. Tang Odoe presided over the exercise.
And first of all, which position do you want? Candidates for NRM National Chairman. This one.
Following the successful handover of nomination forms, a vote of thanks was delivered by the NRM Secretary General Richard Odwong, alongside senior Central Executive Committee members, including Minister Tom Butime and NRM National Vice Chairperson Alhaj Moses Chigongo.
What do we do now? Suppose it doesn't appear here. Where am I going to pass?
You have kept the NRM party strong and growing in numbers.
Mr. President, we intentionally invited these leaders so that you speak to them and guide them as we go to the next level of elections, which we expect to be a little more contested, that they should exercise impartiality and fairness to all candidates.
When I've been going up country for PDM, everywhere in public meetings, there have been resolutions passed and petitions signed requesting me to offer myself to be chairman of the NRM again.
President Museveni expressed confidence in the work so far done under his leadership and reiterated his commitment to the development of Uganda.
I have decided that I come forward and see how to escort the Bazukuru and their parents forward for another 5 years.
As he presents himself for yet another term, Museveni emphasized that value addition, particularly in the agriculture industry, would be a key priority in the next phase of his leadership.
In this coming Kisanja, for which you are supporting the NRM, make sure that we really move on value addition.
He also promised to intensify efforts in the fight against corruption, which he calls a top national concern.
And in this time, I want us really to wipe out corruption. Because this corruption should not be there.
The president further cautioned against politics based on identity, urging Ugandans to focus on unity and service delivery.
Do you believe in patriotism? Love Uganda? Or you believe in sectarianism? If you believe in sectarianism, you are not with us. For us, we are the ones who are with the people who love Uganda. So when you waste a lot of time, me, please, you're wasting your time. You as an individual, you are nothing.
He reminded the newly elected district NRM chairpersons to execute their duties with fairness and integrity.
Now, what the Secretary General was telling you, you are chairperson of the NRM in the district. You are the Nanyinimu, you are the head of the family. So please, don't take sides among your children. Be neutral.
With no other contender visibly in sight for the two top positions within the NRM party, Museveni appears poised to return as the NRM's sole candidate, solidifying his dominance within the ruling party. The NRM now moves into the next phase of internal nominations, setting the stage for a highly anticipated campaign season. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
Bukonzo West aspirant Godfrey Kabyanga, also State Minister for National Guidance, has officially launched his campaign at Mpondwe Primary School in Bwera, Kasese District. He traversed the country engaging residents and pledged to prioritize youth empowerment, especially in sports and entertainment, while urging voters to embrace government anti-poverty programs. Details follow.
Of all this constituency for 2 consecutive terms has been represented by FDC, and I have looked at the reasons why that has been happening. It's mainly due to laxity and mobilization, and therefore have come with new vigor. So what I'm now emphasizing people to do is to keep chicks, turkeys, pigs, and goats, because here the culture of cows is not really too much, but we have also started introducing them. So I've given out to several chicks, I've given out piglets, I've given out goats, I've also given out to some cows, And some of these items I get from government, because when NADS was still there, to give me so many piglets, and they also gave me some dairy cows, which I gave to people. And dairy cows are also doing well here. But what I'm targeting is that Mbondo border market, because when you look at that market, every week, at least 100,000 trays of eggs are exported. 100,000. And most of them come from Masaka and Bushenyi. I feel even here we can produce those eggs. When you look at the number of goats which cross every week, 450. The pigs are around 600. The cows are 3,000. 3,000 cross every week. So you can see that really there is a market for those animals and birds. And therefore, if we can tell our people to also join those enterprises, there is a ready market for it. He has been around, he has played his part, but you know the Bible is very clear. There is time for everything. Your time comes and your time ends. Even mine will end. So let him come. If his time is still on, he will go through. If his time is over, we shall take over. But he has been around, and we thank him for what he has done. But we have also come to add on what he has done. And others, because even after primary elections of NRM, we shall have general elections. And there are other candidates who are coming. But I'm telling you, there's time for everything.
In more stories, leaders in Moroto district have commended government efforts to improve domestic water access, now estimated at 85%. However, they called for greater investment in water for production. This was during a handover of new boreholes in Katikelikile, Tepak and Loputuk sub-counties by the Moroto district local government. Take a look.
Moroto district currently has 444 domestic water points, serving 109,655 people, translating to 85% overall access, with 75% in urban areas and 86% in rural areas. However, sub-counties like Tapak, Lotisan and Nadunget continue to face challenges due to low water tables, according to the Uganda Water Supply Atlas. Leaders say that in some newly settled areas, people are forced to share water sources with animals.
We still have some pockets of the communities that do not access safe and clean water.
Our tour, when we have been moving around to all areas that need water, and we realized that by the time we came here, there were a lot of people that migrated here because of fertile soil, more so because of the peace that was brought by government. That this community have been taking that water together with the animals.
In Ariyo village, Katikeli parish, Tapak sub-county, locals shared how they have long struggled to access water.
This water, we have been struggling hardly. When you find where water there a bit, you can drill so that those springs to bring some. But it's not yet taken through the river. And this water, they are not good water. They are not good water. They are not helping. Even when you cook food, they can change the food to become dirty, to become black.
It is against this background that Moroto district local government handed over new boreholes to the affected communities. Moroto District Principal Assistant Secretary Samuel Lokong says the drilling and installation of the boreholes was budgeted for in the 2024-2025 financial year. Moroto District Water Officer Musa Lowot decreed the limited water budget of just 145 million shillings annually. He noted that each borehole in the district costs between 25 and 27 million shillings.
Inclusive, that's lump sum contract. That involves hydrological survey, that siting, drilling, construction of the cattle trough, as you can see, installation of the hand pump, complete plus the fence. So that gives about 26-27 million shilling. That's what.
Moroto Deputy Resident District Commissioner Justin Samuel Tuko described the development as a significant step towards improving access to clean water.
I want to thank so much the President of Uganda for prioritizing our water in Karamoja. Where we are here, it is really about 40 kilometers from town, Moroto town.
Meanwhile, Cospas Ayepa, who represented Moroto LC5 chairperson David Koryang, urged the government to now focus on water for production, given the improvements in domestic water access.
The dam which was constructed in Nakonyen, I think it was messed up because the Ministry of Agriculture put that dam there, but that dam, it has taken from that time up to today. It is not yet. And the way they constructed it at the heart of the river. And this river called Omanman, when it flows, it carries whatever thing they have put.
Leaders also shared plans to extend water services to areas that remain uncovered.
You see this area of Tapache, a place called Kosilo. It is only full of minerals. We have tried several times to drill barrels there, but so we are planning to motorize water.
To make sure we motorize and pull water to extend water to nearby communities.
Cayenne Faith, Maureen Iga for EBC.
Thank you so much, Maureen Iga, for that story. The head of public service and secretary to cabinet, Lucy Nachobe, has urged district leaders to become key civic actors, driving grassroots policy success. She was speaking to Chief Administrative Officer and town clerks from Uganda's 135 districts during a quarterly engagement at Imperial Royal Hotel, Kampala. Let me know if you'd like the rest of the intro sharpened. Take a look.
Chief Administrative Officers from Uganda's 135 districts gathered in Kampala for their quarterly engagement, focusing on enhancing service delivery and governance through collaborative discussions and strategic planning. The head of public service and secretary to cabinet, Lucy Nachobe, challenged district and local government leaders to create a culture where performance is needed.
We are not just implementers of government programs, but you are the strategic actors. You are the institutional stewards, and you are the civic leaders of your various entities. Your leadership determines whether public policies take root in the villages, in the trading centers, and in the urban communities, or remain as documents gathering dust at our Kampala offices.
She emphasized a spirit of good performance, policy leadership, accountability, and linking the state to the people.
Service delivery cannot thrive in a culture where public funds are treated as private opportunities. I challenge therefore each one of you to raise the bar of accountability by strengthening internal controls, addressing audit queries proactively, and creating a culture where performance is measured, where performance is monitored and rewarded. Administrative officers are the bridge between people and government. And the bridge, therefore, must be strong, must be accessible, and must be trusted. That is the bridge anybody would want to cross.
She disclosed that about 720 billion shillings had been spent on unclear projects. However, Toro Chief Administrative Officer Gilbert Atama attributed this to unsupported expenditures, transport constraints, and political interference.
The Auditor General report of the financial year 2023-2024 showed that nearly about 720 billion was mismanaged or unaccounted for across various local governments. And this came as a result through delayed procurements, incomplete projects, and unsupported expenditures. We must not allow this to continue.
The resources are not enough. But specifically, one of the challenges we have been having is that our salary has been very low. It is still low, but we have got a promise that with the new year, things are going to change. That's why if you look at us today, our morale is very high. 1. 2, most of us don't have official vehicles.
He thanked President Museveni for the recent training of cows in Chankwanzi that equipped them with knowledge. Local Government Permanent Secretary Benjamin Kumumanya rallied leaders to prioritize citizen engagement and transformation.
The President has given us this. What shall we also do for him? One good turn deserves, so I say all this for God and my country. God bless.
Charity Marine Imnat and Band Chamuzet Semambo for UBC.
Residents of Busikiri in Matuga, Wakiso district are celebrating a breakthrough after government surveyors successfully demarcated their Bibanja from land owned by businessman Isaac Molindwa. The development follows months of tensions and threats of eviction. Take a look.
The aggrieved residents petitioned Presidential Assistant Fiona Barungi for intervention. Following her directive, the Entebbe Land Office recommended boundary opening.
The Bibanja estates, have been randomly created on both plots.
Zibaddenga zitondebwawo nga babuuka ebifo ku poloti zonna.
In bracket, plot 81 and 74.
Mu bukomera poloti 81 ne 74.
There are no structured stock homes on ground.
Tekuli yadde ekizimbe ku poloti ezo.
Belonging to the Bibanja claimants.
Nga ku poloti ezo zayogedde tekuli.
The exercise, led by Nansana RDC Charles Luanga, involved officials from Barungi's office, police, surveyors, and Mulindwa's representatives.
These Bibanja claimants only came 3 years ago to start claiming Bibanja. That Kapipa, he's a known land grabber. Everywhere he's known.
All of this land, the alcohol is 200 acres, including 74 and 73. Which 73 is now subdivided, Nevam 81 and 80.
Tension rose when residents were stopped from reoccupying the land. RDC Luanga urged patience as resettlement procedures are finalized.
Inga abebibanja abatuufu bakwatagane ne bannannyini mataka gano. Bannannyini mataka tubalagire bakkirize abebibanja.
Residents allege Mulindwa used private guards to intimidate them with gunfire. Police moved in to prevent chaos and asked residents to vacate temporarily. Tebayungwa Bob from Barungi's office assured residents of peaceful resolution.
Tujje berule empenda ettaka eryo kimanyike Land Road abalizinga makina bayitawa kati nabebanja babasotinge.
Cayenne Faith, Jamil Sekaja for UBC.
The acting Deputy Chief of Intelligence and Security, Captain Dan Bashesha, has called on schools to adopt patriotism as a co-curricular activity to instill positive values and mindset change from an early age. Bashesha made the appeal while officiating at a student-led campaign in Kayunga district aimed at raising awareness and support for sanitary pads for underprivileged girls. Take a look.
Hundreds of students under the Uganda National Students Association UNSA gathered at Yale High School in Kayunga for a leadership conference and a special drive to support the girl child. The event, which attracted learners from over 20 schools, centered on mobilizing support to provide sanitary towels to girls at risk of dropping out due to lack of menstrual hygiene materials.
We feel every student or every girl out there is a very important asset for this particular country, and so all we want is to be able to support them, be able to finish up their schools, and they don't necessarily have to drop out of school because they can't afford things like sanitary towels.
I thought it wise to a little bit advocate for sanitary pads issue in various schools where girl child is actually able to access the sanitary pads to promote hygiene, health within their bodies.
According to findings from a recent survey by UNSA in Kayunga district, the absence of sanitary materials remains a key factor contributing to high dropout rates among girls.
When we have menstrual hygiene education, we get to save a lot of our students, and not just the students, but the youth, from the problems associated with menstrual hygiene.
In response, UNSA partnered with various stakeholders ranging from police, public and private schools to civil society organizations to spearhead a fundraising campaign to keep girls in school. Student leaders played a central role in driving the initiative.
Civil society organizations, men and women of goodwill, to support us with as much sanitary towels as possible so that we can reach out these sanitary towels to girls across the country, as many as possible.
Officiating at the event, the acting deputy chief of ISO urged schools to embed patriotism in student programs, urging that a values-based education fosters responsible and future-focused citizens.
When you are doing something, make sure that you are forecasting a bit that shows you that what I'm doing, I should benefit, and the person I'm doing with should also do what? That's a win-win thinking.
The Minister of State for Finance and Kayunga District Member of Parliament, Amos Lugolobi, reaffirmed the government's commitment to supporting efforts that keep girls in school and promote inclusive education. UNSA continues to lead such impactful initiatives that address barriers to education, especially for vulnerable learners. Mary Namkose, Andre Sebida, UBC News.
Across the country.
The Intergovernmental Authority on Development has renewed calls for regional cooperation backed by strong data sharing and cross-border coordination to effectively tackle climate change. This was during a technical review workshop in Kampala where experts are drafting the regional framework for climate services strategic and action plan.
The Intergovernmental Authority on Development is in advanced stages of developing a comprehensive regional framework for climate services. This framework is designed to promote climate-informed decision-making and ensure that reliable and timely climate services are accessible to all sectors and communities across the region. Over the years, IGAD has formulated multiple policies and frameworks targeting climate challenges with the aim of advancing climate adaptation efforts across the member states.
The IGAD environmental policy, the IGAD regional roadmap for anticipatory action, and other sectoral strategies. However, despite this progress, one critical ingredient has been missing: a comprehensive regional framework for climate services that enhances climate-informed decision-making and ensures that climate services are accessible, actionable, and beneficial to all sectors, communities across our region.
That some countries haven't really concluded this, but we trust that before the end of the year, at least we would have concluded the national frameworks. Kenya has finalized, Ethiopia has, Uganda is about to. We are well aware that this regional framework will also serve as a source of strategic and technical support to countries establishing or enhancing their own national frameworks for climate services. Uganda, I'm proud to say, is currently finalizing its own.
The regional framework will not only complement national adaptation plans, but would also significantly improve the understanding of climate impacts, enhance adaptation planning, and strengthen the delivery of early warning services throughout the region.
Support greatly the achievement of early warning services in the region. You are all aware that the UN Secretary General started this initiative some time back to ensure that everybody on the globe is covered by early warning services, and by developing this regional framework for climate services, we are moving a step closer to ensuring that there is a seamless flow of information for us to be able to reach end users.
For us at ESC, we want to assure you that we support implementation of this document. We try our best to ensure that the national met services, which normally come to ESC, then we are going to present the document for them to adopt, and then it becomes part of ESC documents.
Once fully adopted and operational, the regional framework for climate services will become a practical and dynamic tool to guide action on the ground. It is expected to foster regional solidarity, encourage shared responsibility, and deliver tangible benefits to the people of the IGAD region. Zahara Abigaba, UBC News.
The NRM nomination exercise has entered its final day, wrapping up a 2-week window in which aspirants have scrambled for spots on the party ticket ahead of the July 16th primaries. With hours to the deadline for parliamentary and district chairperson positions, over 2,000 candidates have been cleared. Excitement and tension remains high as both seasoned politicians and new contenders eye the NRM flag. Take a look.
Gara Nakafero. I am duly nominated today, the 26th of June 2025, as to contest for Member of Parliament, flag bearer NRM Katikamu South constituency. And it's very exciting. We're here at our Electoral Commission headquarters, plot 13, Chadondo Road.
I'm contesting on Vice Chairman, Western Region Entrepreneurs League. And dear delegates, here I'm confirming you that I have picked the nomination forms, and I'm going to fulfill it and bring it back here.
My people, Bulisa, we are so happy and excited to inform you that we have been nominated, and we are coming and continue to ask for your support. Our assurance is that we are going to serve you, and we will focus on the 3 major areas, economic pillars of the district, which are fishing, farming and pastoralism, to empower our community.
Good afternoon to all fellow young people out there. My name is Gold Ichiriza, the aspiring National Female Youth MP 2026-2031. We are here today. We have been fully nominated for the same position, National Female Youth MP, and we are here to bring hope to our generation as the young people.
The race for the Chigwega County Parliamentary seat is taking shape as Uganda Transformer Cadre Association President Felix Adupa Ongwech officially launched his bid for the NRM flag. He was welcomed by a sea of supporters at Namasale Town Council, where he pledged to reclaim the seat under the ruling party.
The president of the Uganda Transformer Cadre Association, Felix Adupa Ongwech, has officially launched his bid to contest for the Kyoga County parliamentary seat on the NRM party flag. Adupa, who previously contested in the last general election but lost through FDC's Moses Biteko Court, believes this time is right for a comeback. Top on Adupa's agenda is the long neglected Molata-Namasale Road. He says the road's poor condition has hindered economic activity in the region and promises to prioritize its rehabilitation if elected. Locals have also called for immediate rehabilitation of this road.
They are not in longer interested in politics of cheap propaganda. They are interested in a progressive politics that is embedded in transforming the livelihood of our people.
He also pledged to work closely with the central government to ensure that the existing economic empowerment programs are implemented effectively to benefit the people of Amolatar.
You enter the district, the first welcome is the sign of poverty. In my 100 days in office, I will make sure that all our village savings circles are fully operating. My duty as a member of parliament will be linking up with small-scale microfinance support centers to support our people.
Adupa rose to national attention when he was elected president of the Uganda Transformer Cadre Association, an influential political group that advocated for key constitutional reforms, including a proposal for the president to be elected by the parliament.
Electoral reform is a dream that every Ugandans need for the sake of transition.
As political temperatures continue to rise in Kyoga County, all eyes will be on how the NRM primaries unfold and whether Adupa's second attempt will make a political comeback. Edi Ulwa, UBC News.
Aspiring candidates from the ruling NRM party continue to throng the Electoral Commission offices in Kampala to pick nomination forms for the parliamentary and local government races. Several notable figures have been cleared and pledged to work tirelessly to ensure that their voters benefit from government programs. Details for
the well-being and prosperity of their voters and pledge to transform their constituencies with a focus on infrastructure, economy, and social services if elected as their leaders.
I call upon all the women of Kabramaido, all the men of Kabramaido, all the youth of Kabramaido, and all the elders, plus all the leaders, to stand up and support me massively in this coming election.
Aspiring MP Matthew in the West, I'm really glad to be fully nominated today. And I promise I will work for the people of Mati in the West to their satisfaction.
Tumwesije Fred Insanga, aspirant MP Nakaseke North constituents, who also picked forms, said they seek election to complete unfinished initiatives.
And I've been fully nominated. And I thank the Electoral Commission once again for doing that great work. I want to call upon my people of Nakaseke North constituency that I'm the right choice and I'm the right candidate, son of historical. I know what is hurting us. So I'm kindly requesting you to test me and see how capable I am. I'm ready to lobby, I'm ready to connect, because I want to use my experience and my network to uplift my constituency.
I'm contesting as woman MP Yantonde. I call upon all Yantonde people, Kabula, my fellow youth, please vote Daphne Ratiti, the voice of the voiceless.
Potential to serve my people of Kalaki in the capacity of the district chairperson of Kalaki District Local Government. Given the fact that I have been in politics for all these years, I have gained enough experience to serve my people.
They have appealed to voters to trust them to represent them in Parliament.
The reason I'm here right now is to express my interest on the position of being the National General Secretary, NRM Youth League. This nomination is very symbolic to the people of Yam South. The people of Yam South yearn for service delivery.
Kashari North Member of Parliament, Betaringanya Basil Rakwene has criticized the opening of the new NRM offices in Bara district as political amateurism, accusing organizers of sidelining seating leaders. The event was presided over by former NRM Chiruhura chairperson Cedric Nzaire, recently endorsed to contest for the NRM Western League SEC.
Person of the Ankole Parliamentary Caucus MP Bataringaya Basil Rankweni has emphasized that as an NRM political leader, he should be allowed to participate in all party matters. He condemned the failure to allow sitting political leaders, including the mayor of Wizibwera Rotoma Town Council, to address the gathering, calling it amateurism that undermines the principles of NRM governance.
These ones who have been elected into position are stepping into the shoes of those that have led NRM to this death. And therefore, it would have been courteous to allow some of us to speak and guide them on how the future should be.
In his remarks, Cedric Nzaire warned the public against engaging in politics of religious and tribal discrimination if they are to elect leaders who can unite the people and foster peace, security, and stable, sustainable development. Mbara District NRM Chairperson Prosper Heise received instruments of leadership from former chairperson and current mayor of Mbara City South, Mr. Jomo Mugabe. These included the NRM stamp, constitution, flag, and other party items. Tuhaise urged the public to vote wisely, assuring them that every vote cast or line formed will count, and pledged that there will be no more rigging through the use of uniformed personnel. Cedric Nzaire donated 1 million shillings to support the operations of the new Mbara District NRM office. The only female candidate among the 8 aspirants for the Kashari South constituency seat, Harriet Namara, said that winning the NRM primaries will pave her way to Parliament to deliver quality services to the people.
People, you're the ones who have got power to vote us in. So stand on your feet and reject money that is given to you as bribe. Accept to vote people because of their capacity and how able they are in leadership to push us to another level.
A major infrastructure project is set to transform southwestern Uganda as government moves ahead with the construction of the Isinjiro-Bukanga-Chotera-Mutukula Road. The project, recently approved in the national budget, has sparked excitement among residents and leaders who expect it to boost cross-border trade and agriculture.
The government of Uganda is earning praise from residents, traders and lawmakers following the approval and funding of the Isinjiro Bukanga Chotera Mutukura Road project in the current national budget.
And what is very important for our community of Isinjiro is the 2 roads. One is the road from Isinjiro Town Council to Mutukura. This connects us to Tanzania. It connects us to the port of Mwanza and also Dar es Salaam. So this is of high economic importance. The exports from abroad have been going through Maraba. Is a long route. But now with the railway up to Mwanza, it's going to be very easy for goods to cross here into Uganda and also to DRC, especially on Wera and the Mpondo border posts.
The road is expected to significantly boost the region's economy, especially by easing cross-border trade with neighboring Tanzania. Local leaders describe it as a major step towards improving market access and transportation infrastructure.
People are celebrating that finally they are hearing the news that their road is going to be tarmacked, which is a very good improvement in this county and the district of Isinjiro. This is where they grow a lot of matoke, because every day we normally send about 200 lorries of matoke to Kampala, the eastern part of Uganda, and even Sudan.
Isinjiro district is a major matoke production hub with over 100 trucks using this route daily to transport produce. Improved road conditions are expected to lower transportation costs and minimize post-harvest losses.
There are projects which are underway, which are ongoing, and we must continue. There is still a lot of work to do. So we are not yet finished, and our people still are happy with the leadership. We have united people here. The tensions that used to be here people segregating others according to religion, those ones are normal. So we are moving forward and people are happy. So there is overwhelming support, unanimous, that we should continue serving without any interruption.
As construction timelines are being finalized, leaders are calling on the government to ensure transparency and timely implementation of the project. Nahabwe Charity, UBC News.
The Ministry of Health has urged health workers to exercise greater caution in handling newborns amid a surge in infant deaths shortly after birth. The call was made by Dr. Roni Bahatunjire during the Birth Asphyxia Awareness Day at Jinja Regional Hospital.
To get know the condition of the baby and the mother.
Kyabuvunanyizibwa nnyo okulaba nga tujja mu ddwaliro batwekebejje. Ate bwe tujja mu ddwaliro kino nteera ekigamba abakyala bajja okunywa eddagala nti maama gojja lunaku lumu mu mwezi okujja okunywa eddagala naye gw'obeera n'olubuto lw'ewaka omukyala yenna ng'ali lubuto gwe musawo asooka okwekebera n'okwemanya. Era tubategeeza nti bw'oba ng'oli waka eyo ennaku ezisigadde buli lunaku beera ng'okebera omwana wo ali mu lubuto olaba oba omwana wo akola ki azannya. Tugaba abatazannya genda mu ddwaliro nnyonnyola omusawo.
We are losing about 33 per 1,000 live births, neonates, about 10 neonates per month on average, and about 80% of these are occurring in the early neonatal period. And of course, the very close link to birth asphyxia. Now, as we heard from the technical teams here, birth asphyxia is mainly caused by maternal health complications, difficult and complicated and delayed deliveries, and the high neonatal mortality due to birth asphyxia is therefore an indication of limited access to quality maternal and child health services, right from antenatal care up to delivery and beyond. So once we strengthen these systems, we should be able to bring down the chances of our babies dying due to asphyxia.
The challenge of extortion has become so rampant, colleagues, in our labor suits, and it is costing lives. It is costing lives. It is a vice that all of us must bemoan, and what we all must try and distance ourselves from. It is one of the things that if we do not address, we will continue speaking about these poor indicators in passing, but until that one day when it will come back to bite us. I want to believe that each one of us has got a relative, if not ourselves, where we have had to go to hospital to deliver, and none of us would desire to have a mother being delayed to receive care just because she hasn't provided money.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Dial *165 *80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You will now enter the draw to win school fees for your child for a whole year.
Explore Uganda. When you want to relax your body and refresh your mind,
At UNOC, we believe in safety.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the rider selection campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll-free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
Welcome back to UBC News Tonight. From the business desk, the Ministry of Energy has launched a nationwide clean energy campaign to reduce reliance on charcoal and firewood. The campaign, flagged off in Komi district by State Minister Okasai Opolot, includes distribution of 500 LPG starter kits targeting over 1 million households in 5 years. Take a look.
As reliance on traditional cooking fuels remains high, with about 85% of households still using firewood and charcoal.
This is why we are destroying our forests. This is why our mothers are actually getting infections. They are suffering from lung cancer. They are suffering from respiratory diseases. The children who go with the mothers into the kitchens are exposed to toxic fumes because of using biomass.
The National Clean Cooking Energy Campaign that has been launched in Komi district with 500 liquefied petroleum gas startup kits intends to ease the transition to safer, cleaner fuels.
In the names of electricity, clean energy, in the names of biofuels, clean energy in the form of liquid petroleum gas. The reason why we are in Kumi today is actually to launch the distribution of liquid petroleum gas kits. The kits consist of a cylinder of 16 kilograms, a cooker which is a double cooker, it has got a control gun, and then it has got a pipe which delivers gas from the cylinder into the cooker.
The Minister of State for Energy, Okasai Opolot, says that this is government's initiative aimed at reducing the initial cost by 80%.
To acquire this, government has provided a subsidy. The cost of the package is $550. Now, government has given a subsidy of $450, and you only bring 100,000 shillings to be able to get a kit which costs 550 shillings.
So he noted that eligibility for the package only requires a national ID and a letter from the local council.
Targeting 1 million households countrywide. And we are targeting every district of Uganda. Those ones who come first will take a bigger share.
Local leaders are now being advised to avoid corruption and ensure a smooth, fair process.
Must help identify deserving household, track the kit usage, and report challenges promptly.
This is part of a broader effort to increase the use of clean cooking energy from 0.8 to 20% by 2030. Cayenne Faith, Juma Nsamba, for ABC.
Trade union leaders are pressing KCCA over poor working conditions and long-term casualization of city west workers. Street sweepers and drainage workers voiced their concerns at a meeting organized by Public Services International under the Uganda Local Government Workers Union. Take a look.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever.
West handlers under Kampala Capital City Authority, including street sweepers and drainage desolators, are decrying harsh working conditions and long-term casualization.
We should be considerate. People, mulowooze ku muntu wa wansi. Casual worker yafuuka casual worker kubanga tafiibwako. Ne imagine. Ogoyo omukyala ye maama ye taata bannamwandu basula mu yumba afuna kakaaga agenda kwejjanjabisa ati.
These informal workers operate under difficult environments, often with meager pay and without adequate personal protective equipment, contrary to the principles of the decent work agenda, posing serious risks to their health. They are demanding better working conditions, including the establishment of a wage policy for salary reviews, the remittance of over 9 billion Uganda shillings in unpaid NSSF contributions, and the regular provision of protective gear, among other concerns.
We are asking if at all we can get open contracts, since we have worked with KCCA for over 10 years. That's our humble request. The work we do in Kampala is so sensitive that they have to take us very serious, and as people who are important in this country. Secondly, we need favorable terms and conditions of service as per the Labour Laws, Employment Act, Occupation Safety and Health Act. If we get the favorable terms, they can cater for all these challenges we have per now.
We have 5 divisions, and every division has a health center for KCCA. But you realize that when our workers fall sick, they don't even have care. They don't have treatment. They can't access those hospitals. Because it is just a recommendation she can do. It is just a letter she can write to them. That these are our staff. Please take them with care. Let them have access to the hospitals so that they can get a real treatment.
Trade union leaders are now calling on KCCA management to heed the workers' demands and implement President Museveni's directive on ending casualization of labor.
Jobs have been created. People are working under those sectors. People are cleaning our city. They are unblocking our channels, even working under sewage and other services. But the conditions under which these people are working are very appalling. They don't have protectives. The protectives given are very few. The work tools are also not given on time. These people don't have, even to the extent of not having contracts, individual contracts. And also they are not so clear about who is employing them. Are they employed under the circle? Are they employed under the city council? And even the pay is very, very, very little. Getting the lowest person getting 6,000 per day. You can imagine in this economy of Uganda, 6,000.
If it means calling all the so many thousands of workers of KCCA to go out on the streets on one day, we are going to do it.
Brother Hassan, I hope we are on the same track. There is no way you can deduct pay as you earn from someone who earns 150,000. Not in Uganda. Someone is a thief at KCCA. And we should not allow that to continue.
As a government, under our principles and state policies, policies and principles of state policy, the government is obliged to protect its workers. And now under NDP4, they are saying we are going to come up with human capital development. And identified all this.
The President issued the directive during the 2025 Labour Day celebrations, instructing both public and private employers to put an end to prolonged casual employment.
We had a serious discussion and they were listening very carefully because me, I'm not a joker.
That's all we had for you tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of the bulletin. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha and have a lovely night. Bye-bye.